Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wentao Zhang, and today I will be teaching you the difference between the preterite and the imperfect tense. Much of this video will be review, so I would highly recommend watching the other videos that precede this video individually on the preterite and the imperfect tense to get a better grasp on the topic. Now, if you didn't know already, Spanish, like other Romance languages such as Latin and French, has two past tenses, the preterite and the imperfect. Now, most verbs can be put into either tense depending upon the meaning. In this lesson, I will show you how to conjugate regular AR verbs in the preterite and the imperfect, and you will also learn some fundamental differences between the two tenses. You will also look at the basic differences so that you can use them correctly in the future. So, as I've mentioned in the previous videos, in order to conjugate AR verbs in the preterite, you use these endings, y, aste o, amos, astes, aron. I'm just doing the AR because this is, as I said earlier, a review video, so if you really want to learn about preterite or imperfect conjugations, I would recommend going back to some of my earlier videos. Again, so in order to conjugate AR and the imperfect, you tack on abas, aba, abas, aba, abamos, abais, aban to the end of AR verbs in the imperfect. So we're just going to compare the verb hablar, conjugated in the preterite and the imperfect tense. If you don't know what hablar means, then you shouldn't be watching this video, but let's cut to the chase. So, for the preterite tense, since hablar is in AR verbs, we just tack on these endings to the end of hablar. And so, in the end, we would have hable, hablaste, hablo with accents, these two have accents, hablamos, hablastes, and hablaron. In the imperfect tense, we would have these endings added on to the end of these stems. So, hablaba, hablabas, hablaba, hablabamos, hablabais, and hablaban. Simple. So now we're going to find some fundamental differences between the preterite and the imperfect tense. So here I have two examples. Now, generally speaking, the preterite is used for actions in the past that are seen as completed. Use of the preterite tense implies that the past action has a defined ending, or a defined beginning and a defined end. So, for example, if I were to translate the sentence, Juan spoke from 1 until 2 o'clock, in English, spoke is the past tense, it's a regular past tense of to speak. Thus, we would use the preterite because it's ed, and the sentence certainly has a clear beginning and a clear end. He spoke from 1 to 2 o'clock. Thus, we would write Juan habló, since this is in the preterite tense. Now, the imperfect is used for actions in the past that are not seen as completed. So use of the imperfect tense implies that the past action did not have a defined beginning or defined end. So if I were to translate the sentence, the girls used to speak English into Spanish, I would say, las chicas hablaban in English. Because there really is no defined beginning or ending. Did they stop speaking English a year ago, yesterday, this morning? There really is no defined boundary. So now you've learned the basic difference between the preterite and the imperfect. Just to review, the preterite tells us specifically when an action took place, while the imperfect tells us in general when an action took place. This is Wentao Zhang teaching you lessons in Spanish 2, lesson 4. This is lesson 4 on the preterite and the imperfect. Thank you for watching.